Alright, welcome back. This is the M-Dog, and we are here at Ladoga. And not really sure how this spot is going to go for us. This is really my first attempt. Really, all thanks goes to Maz for even telling me about this spot. And I will say that, if nothing else, this is a nice spot to come get a few fish that you may not have caught on your feeder yet. And again, I've just started fishing here. You see a char has come in, perch, roach, and then whitefish, which I think is, in terms of making silver off of this spot, I think probably what we're looking for is how active are the whitefish and the char. And but again, thanks to Maz for even letting me know about it. This is the ground bait actually that Maz has been using here. I am trying stonefly on one rod. I would suspect that mayfly larva is going to be the way to go on all three, but I do have stonefly on the middle rod just to kind of see what variation there might be. Mayfly did catch the one char so far, so that's again probably where we want to go. I've started off with I didn't change this leader. I intended to have 7.4 liters, size 6 hook, mayfly larva. We're using loop rig, and I don't know how sensitive they are to the leader size, but 7.4 seems like it's probably an okay, maybe a little strong. Oh, I didn't change that one out either. My goodness, I'm not prepared. All right, 7.4 is on the third one, so that's the only one that actually has the leader size that I intended. So let's just give it a couple minutes. I mean, I doubt this is going to be like an overnight spot unless you want to start, targeting burbot or something. We're really casting at 35 meters sort of into this space here. But and at 35 meters to here, this is going to be into this 14 meter hole. So you could go a little more direct south. You could angle it, sort of different ways here, but I'm trying to test it here sort of basically between the two islands that are in front of us. Is where I'm kind of aiming right now. So it's always fun to try new spots. I've never fished this spot before. It has been a spot for a long time though, off and on. In fact, Maz had linked me an older video, and this is, goodness, this video is back from April 2019, so almost 2 years ago at this point. And this is from Fishing Madness, which let me just see here. Does Fishing Madness still do RF4 videos? Yeah, it looks like they do. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw them a subscribe there, and I'll try to remember to include Fishing Madness's link in this video description. But yeah, this is a almost 2-year-old video talking about this spot. But again, spots in RF4 tend to rotate back around. If a spot's working now, even when it dries up, it may come back to be a spot again at some point. You can tell we do have the smaller leader on this one, because I'm feeling the fish a lot more on this setup. Hopefully we'll catch a fish on the other two rods pretty quick here so I can switch the leader. I just bet that these whitefish and char may do better with slightly smaller leaders. Oh, it's another char, isn't it? That's awesome. I like that. 1.2 kilo char. And again, if they're pretty active and you throw in a few whitefish here and there, you could definitely be onto something, when this spot is hot. So let's see if we can get a couple more fish here. Now, if they don't care about the big leader, then, catching a trophy here is going to be a lot less annoying if you did hook into a trophy. But I'm guessing you're going to have to fight for it with the smaller leader and wear the fish out and bring it in. I really do not fish very often at Ladoga, so again, especially to have a feeder spot here, mostly what I do when I come to Ladoga is just go fish for pike over there, or sometimes over there. I hear that there's a Baltic sturgeon spot. In fact, at nighttime I thought about moving over there, and maybe I'll just record that and see if we can stumble into a Baltic sturgeon. I think they've been active this week. Although they get really big and nasty, so I don't necessarily want to catch too big a one. But look at that. last few days people have been catching them on mole crickets. So again, maybe that's something we'll try after this, because I don't think this will be a spot that we want to continue to fish after the nighttime starts. And I decided to do a short video on this one. I did not give it a full like 18-hour farm or something. I just don't know if the spot is that strong. I would say probably, depending on the weather, it's definitely active. I mean, these fish are biting right now, but is it strong enough to spend a full day here? Perhaps. I just need to get everything set up properly. Mostly what I wanted to do is just to come try it out to see how reasonable of a spot it seemed to me. And first impressions is it seems pretty good. I thought I had all these set up properly, but obviously I don't, and that's probably killing our bite rate. Let's see. Let's go 7.4. And again, we're kind of going between the two islands there. Right at a 90% cast is going just at 35 meters for me with the rods and reels and the weight we're using on these setups right now. Let's switch this leader too, just so that we can hopefully get a couple more fish before the sun goes down. We've got a nibbler over there. I'm a little nervous that might be a roach or something. Alright, the only thing that was messed up on this one was the leader size. Oh, and I don't have another. I need to make another leader that's got some length to it, but we'll just go with 7.7 for now. I think that probably is also okay. Size 6 hook. So the first two lines are size 6 hook. I think actually the third line I'm using an 8 hook. But I suspect 6 might be the way to go. Ooh, it's a Vendus. Alright, so let's go back. Let's go to 6 on this one as well. And we'll just finish up with pretty uniform straight across. Again, we're just hitting that 35 meters with a 90% cast. We have a little wind blowing too. It's affecting our cast a little bit. Okay. So if you do go with the 7.4 liters, obviously we want to start our friction break off maybe around 12, 14, something like that, and then adjust once we see what size the fish is. This just had an initial pull that was a little bit strong, but once we got it moving towards us, we're all good. That looks like a whitefish. Very nice. So again, if you're working on your 75 different fish types for feeders, this would be a good place for picker rods as well. Let's see if we get it there. Yep. Went just good enough, just long enough. Very nice. So we're getting into nighttime now. We'll just give it a couple more minutes. In terms of where we are on the map, you do have to take the boat straight over to this little place here. There's our boat. Just come straight from here down to this island, this little stretch of land. And then again, we're casting 35 meters, just somewhere sort of into this 14-meter hole here. This would be a good spot. The first thing in the morning, catch some char. Then during the day, I would think that the char might slow down a little bit, but hopefully you catch a couple whitefish. And then once it gets to be late afternoon, early evening, maybe the char might activate again. So it seems pretty good. Worth experimenting more here. You know, would it, if you went to size 4 hooks, would it be a little better if I used, instead of stonefly on this one, if I went with the mayfly on all 3, would that be a little better? I mean, those are kind of things that I would be thinking of trying myself. I was hoping we'd get one more fish here, but it is, it's about to be midnight, so that might be it. Okay. So this appears to be a daytime only spot, which is what I suspected with the species that we're likely to catch here. I haven't fished Ladoga enough to know for sure if whitefish are active at all in the evening, but right now it's looking like daytime is better. The reason why I was trying stonefly is on the weekly list, some of the whitefish are also going for stonefly, so just not knowing what the bite rate would be like, decided to start with one with stonefly, but I think I've seen enough to say that that mayfly is the way to go. Just you're catching too many, there's too much chance for catching char as well. So one of the whitefish did come in on stonefly, but both of the char came in on mayfly. And there's an undersized whitefish on stonefly, mayfly, 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 and then the perch came in on mayfly. So mayfly overall has been more active, and I don't really see a downside to just using mayfly on all three. Mayfly, which seems to, I think, includes all of the types of whitefish, where stonefly may only target one or two of them, at least according to the weeklies that I'm seeing. Okay. Nice short 12-minute video. 43:58, 35 clip into the 14-meter hole. I'll be streaming later tonight if you are going to be around and want to join. But I might spend some more time here. Oh, let's see if we get a bite here. One more fish would be nice. I might spend some time here, give it a full day, really see what it's like, especially if the weather is going to be cooperative. Maybe we'll do this. Oh, look at this nice rain. We'll see what the weather looks like on other maps before I decide what I'm going to do for the stream. But I could see starting off here. Maybe give it a chance. I just think at night we might start getting into burbot or just Vendus, that kind of stuff. I don't know that burbot are going to go for the mayflies, but you could just embrace the burbot if they're active in this spot, which we could try, and just like throw out fish pieces, night crawlers, or frogs or something like that. Something is definitely nibbling. Let's see if it starts taking the bait. Hooks in. Might be small. I think it's on there now. It is pretty small, but let's see. Whoa, okay. It comes up that ledge. You see, you could see where it like came out of this, hole, and the fish slammed into the ledge there. Interesting. This may be a really interesting spot. All right, we'll come back to this, spend some more time here. But as always, thanks for watching. Let me know if you have fished this spot or if you do give it a try. If nothing else, it might be worth the time for qualifications. But if we get zeroed in on it, it might be a decent spot to just to farm. But we shall see. As always, thanks for watching. See you next time.